Welcome to Huber's Digital Library. My name is Mike and I am pleased to present a new learning resource to enhance your understanding and management of key processes within the company. On this occasion, we offer you a detailed training on how to create a Return Goods Authorization (RGA) in Oracle, led by our colleague Ari Powell. Throughout this guide, Ari will walk you step by step through the process of transferring inventory or materials previously sent back to Huber and generating a credit memo to apply against the original shipment to the customer. During the course, the importance of the necessary approvals before starting will be explained, as well as how to enter the order number, document these approvals, and follow specific steps to create a new return order in Oracle. Additionally, the relevance of following best practices, such as deactivating descriptive flex fields and verifying original prices to ensure accuracy and avoid unintended charges, will be emphasized. Specific cases, such as handling fuel surcharges, and the importance of notifying the customer once the RGA has been completed, will also be addressed. We invite you to watch the training video to deepen your understanding of this important process and ensure the effective management of RGAs in your daily work. Thank you for your attention, and we hope you enjoy this resource.
Hello, and thank you for joining me to review the process for creating a Return Goods Authorization, otherwise known as an RGA, in Oracle. RGAs serve a dual purpose in transferring inventory or material previously shipped to a customer back to Huber, as well as creating a credit memo to offset or to be applied against the original invoice to the customer. There are several reasons why you may need an RGA. Please note, RGAs do require approval in most instances before you can begin. There are also additional steps that would be outside of the scope of this training video. I will reference them as a verbal acknowledgement. However, we will keep this particular video focused on the steps needed to create the process in Oracle. As mentioned, RGAs do require an approval. The first step in creating your RGA after you've secured your approvals is entering the order number, in this instance, we will be returning. We have a situation with a duplicate billing. This could be due to a plant error or a system glitch. However, the customer has indicated that line 8.2 is the one that they will want to return. For the current customer care process, as referenced, we will need approvals. We document the approvals in the work order attachments. The approvals acknowledgement should be listed on the original order and on the RGA for research purposes and for documentation. To include these approval emails, remarks, or the notification that we receive from the customer, we will enter them as an internal remark using the current rules for identifying the work order attachments. We'll enter the title using the customer name and location, and then a description. The description for this is going to be the RGA number. We don't have that yet. I'm going to leave a space to come back to. And the correct item number that we'll be returning. The reason we're going to enter all of this first is because when the order is copied, this information will copy through also. So this is the way to save the step. I have the email conversation requesting this. The email conversation for this request. The information has already been verified and validated by the plant that this is a duplicate billing situation. This is documentation needed for this order. Once I've cut and pasted these remarks onto the original order at the header level, the next step is to actually create the RGA itself. On the line level, once it's selected, you'll proceed to Actions, select the Copy function, and now we will identify the steps needed to change this order. This will be a new order, and it will be a return order. You can review and identify the different order types in whole by selecting the list of values at the side, or to expedite the matter, you are already aware this is a return order. You can start by entering RET. Returns should always go back using a returned version of the original order type. This is a return order for GCC. The next step we will use is we want to remove any descriptive flex. The descriptive flex may bring through charges that are in the background of the order. We want to make sure none of those carry over to the order so that the credit is not offset by a charge we don't intend to have. So please uncheck your descriptive flex box. Under copy lines, we've already identified that we have a return order line. The next step is to identify the return reason. Every return reason must start with return. Again, to simplify this, I'll start by typing return to give me the available options. You may need to expand your description and reason so you can select the correct one. In this case, I'm going to return this as a plant loading error. The next step is pricing options. Every return should go back at the original selling price. We may have had a price increase or a price decrease or a change in between when the original order shipped and when we do the return. In order to reflect the order and copy it exactly, we always want to make sure we have the original selling price. As a note, if you chose, you can check this box in the below to display the new order after copy. That's not my preference, but you may do so if you wish. So with this, I've identified all of the items that need to be changed or added to for this return order, and I will hit OK. What comes up is the RGA number. Make a note of this if you have not decided to display the order number using the previous checkmark. From here, it's the general information that the PO number is referenced on another order. That is correct. We copied the order. The PO number should be the same. We will continue from here. So now you'll see I am still in the original order. The reason I'm in the original order is so that I can go back and complete this step by entering the RGA number to my internal remarks. If this step is missed or not done, there is not a way to easily identify that an RGA was created on this order. With that said, I've completed all the steps I need on the original order. What we do have pending, however, is an RGA. By copying the RGA, it has not been completed. It will be an enter status. Using the RGA number we've previously determined, you'll see that it is an enter status. I'm going to go ahead and open this order. As I mentioned, the benefit of entering the internal marks ahead of time is that they will copy through to your order. Again, I'm going to include the RGA number in the internal marks. And you'll notice there's an additional internal remarks on this order. This is a work order bill of lading, work order attachment. This work order attachment is designed to relay the information to our logistics partners so they can make references if they need to go ahead and pick up an order. This particular order is a prepaid order. It will automatically filter through to our logistics partners. So in this case, I need to make sure to identify the original order number for them. Fortunately, I can see it very easily as it is included in my internal remarks here. The material in this case did not leave, so I don't need my customer pickup hours or customer pickup contact. If you need our logistics partners to schedule an arrangement, please complete these items. For future reference, any question marks on the order in a work order attachment template mean that there is additional information that may be required. So for our logistics partners, I will add a note to identify this is not needed. And as an additional note for them that this is a virtual RGA. Again, I won't go into a great deal of detail for that. Just understand that I'm leaving this note, this particular work order attachment, as far as your logistics department, so they know not to plan anything for it or to add freight. With that said, remember to save all of your work order attachments. Now we're back into the order. The header information completes through. You will, however, still need to identify the additional items. For example, the ship method will not have come through. All of the order information, again, should be identical to the very first order. There are a few exceptions. For example, prepay and add. Prepay and add is not an acceptable freight term for an RGA. We can discuss that or see additional notes for that. Again, the scope of this is to show you the actual steps needed to complete an RGA in Oracle. This was a bulk shipment. It originally went out as a pneumatic truck. So I will complete this information and come forward to my line items detail. If you have a bulk truck for RGAs, we will always copy over the full amount. It is up to the shipping department when they receive it to confirm the amount they actually received. From an order perspective, this original order shipped at 23.65 tons. The ship date will always be the day that you're entering it, unless the customer has indicated that they may need additional days or unless they give you a designated date to return this information. As you'll see, this shows the order source is the copy, and here's my original order number. We flip through the tabs to make sure that all the additional information is filled in. There's one more tab that will require information. Although we enter this information on the header, and we will continue to do so, that information will not be on the shipping. There's an additional step here. You'll need to key in the shipping method on this tab as well. With that said, for information, using the copy method, we see that all the original information that was put through is transferred through to the RGA, including the original RGA number and the original invoice number and a credit information. This is very important, and this is the reason we are using the copy function for best practices, so the order is linked to the original order. With that said, we've completed everything needed for this order to conduct the RGA. I'm going to go ahead and book this order. The order has been booked. As I mentioned in the beginning, there are additional steps that may be outside of the scope of this particular training exercise. One of the items I'd like to reference is that you must be aware that an item may have that the RGA credit may not include some options. For example, this order had a fuel surcharge. The RGA credit will not include fuel surcharges. If that is the case, and your intent is to make the customer whole or to complete a full RGA credit to the customer, you will need to enter a credit memo to the customer in Salesforce for the fuel surcharge. Those two credits that are generated will offset the invoice. On an additional note, once you've completed the RGA as far as booking it, please notify the plant that you do have an RGA in process as a matter of courtesy and to share the information. When the plant completes the RGA, meaning when they receive the information back, when they receive the material back to the plant and the RGA closes, just like in a standard order, a credit memo will be created in the overnight. It is the CSR's responsibility to address the credit memo, either by forwarding to the customer and or notifying the credit specialist so they are aware to offset the original invoice with the newly created credit memo. I hope this provides some clarity and instruction for you as you create your RJs going forward. Thank you. Have a great day.